Democrats and the mainstream media covering this like it's the biggest story that the American people care about.
You made this the story that we most care about. And why is that? Because you ran on a campaign with number one, transparency, number two, releasing the files, and number three, child and women's safety. And well, I guess number four, attacking trans because of child and women's safety. And notice the headline on this report states that Trump feels that the Democrats, the crazy Democrats, are not going to be happy with the grand jury information. No. And do you know why? A grand jury is a party of people who get together before a case is tried to make sure that there is enough evidence to actually try the case. And yes, the grand jury is a jury of your peers like any other jury. But they are locked in a room. They are sat down and shown this information. They are not given names to protect the innocent or the guilty. So no, there is no names. There's no other people that we can go after and ensure that we have public safety in this country. There's no other people that we can get to stop harming women and children on the grand jury information.
What is the Trump administration hiding?
But argue the Trump administration brought this on itself, first by flaunting a potential client list, only for the DOJ last week to conclude one never existed.
Now, I said they were going to spoon feed us information and call it a win, and this is exactly what they're doing. They are dancing around what it is we actually want. We want guilty parties that hung out with Epstein, that were clients with Epstein, that were business partners with Epstein, to be prosecuted because we know we have evidence against them that are in those files. And no, they won't be in the grand jury files because they were not on trial. Epstein was on trial. What would possibly make me think that we actually have solid evidence of people who went to the island to actually do things and cause harm? Well, I mean, did you watch the documentary?
Early around 2004, I saw Prince Andrew. He was at the pool. He was with, at that time, an unknown girl to me. She was young. She didn't have any top on. They were engaged in foreplay.
Oh yeah, that's what you call a witness. Right there. And who else can we say were witnesses and might even have travel logs themselves?
US Virgin Islands. You've got authorities going, hello, Mr. Epstein, nice to see you again, welcoming you at the airport as if you're some sort of celebrity with about 5 girls trailing behind, and no one said anything. And I think that they knew, the airport staff knew, the flight controllers knew, the pilots knew, the landing guys knew, the guys that are even taking the luggage off knew. They all knew.
There is no way all of those people working in all of those services had no idea what was going on. Especially when you had people going on there and witnessing what was happening and seeing what was happening. Jeffrey Epstein had a private phone tower put into his property so calls couldn't be tracked from the island. Now, you're going to sit here and tell me that when they took all of this evidence from his property, they didn't also get their hands on that private tower and information? Because it had to be directed somewhere on the island, right? I, as a crazy liberal, am standing up and saying, no, the grand jury information is not near enough. It is not going to give us more prosecutions. And unless you give us information that gives us prosecutions for everyone, no names removed, Trump, we need to see it all. You said you wanted to keep this country safe. You said you wanted those kind of people off the streets, and you're protecting them. Why are you protecting them?